A mysterious package has arrived from the Stone Hills. Hello and welcome to the Creative Kobold. I'm Gara, and today we are taking a look at the Guild of Assassins. Now, I got this a while ago, but I have not been able to open this before now because I have been both ill and also very busy with things. So how much can you really say about a whole bunch of miniatures that are basically mysterious people in cloaks? We're about to find out. And I'm just going to mention it now. They all have cloaks with hoods up and a mask in front of their mouth and nose to hide their identity. And otherwise, seemingly normal clothing, but with some items hanging from the belt. They also have this interesting clasp for the cloak, and that also seems to be the same for all of them. So that might be the symbol of the Assassin's Guild. Anyway, we're starting out strong with the pun names. This assassin, dual-wielding daggers, is named Whichwon Furst. That's right. It's a pretty cool mini. I can't really see what all the items hanging from his belt are. I think it's a pouch to hold money and such, but whatever's next to that, I don't know. It might be another pouch with other items in it. There are obviously like holsters for his two blades there, but you can also see that he does have a sword. So all in all, a pretty cool assassin or rogue type mini, and I think that's gonna go for all of these as well. Pretty nice stuff. Alright, and here we have another one. This is also a dual dagger wielding character, but this is basically the lady version of the previous miniature. Her name is Wanto Menny. So we have both a male and a female version of the same character idea, basically. And everything else seems to be exactly the same, except slightly different poses. But she also has the extra sword. There is, instead of the second bag-like pouch from her belt, there is more like a pouch with a sort of lid on it. So that is kind of the main difference in details on her. But it's very nice to have two of that same character concept, but one for ladies and one for the gentlemen. Now we have this character, another male character. His sword is a bit bent there, but we can just carefully bend that back. Should not be a larger problem than so. There we go. So this assassin is wielding a sword and a dagger. Another dual wielding one, in other words. This is a male character. Their name is Yurch Oisa. Yurch Oisa. Not really much more to say about that one, because the details are basically still the same. And we do in fact continue with the theme of male-female versions of the same type of assassin. And again, I have to just carefully straighten out this sword right here. Here we have a female assassin with a sword and a dagger, dual wielding. Her name is, of course, Shorta long. And it's interesting, she also has an extra dagger, so this guy doesn't. But she has the extra dagger on her belt there. She also has leather strap going across her chest, diagonally. Next up is this one. This assassin is unsheathing or sheathing their dagger, it seems. Sword is still in the sheath, and so is the other dagger. They also seem to have the diagonal strap across the chest. And this seems to be a male character. The name is Zelen Tubbut. And I do not get that reference. I don't know if it's an anagram. I don't know if it is just a pun. I don't understand. So if you know, please tell me in the comments. But interesting character. Next up we have the female version of the assassin unsheathing the dagger. Not very much difference, but you can see she is kind of holding her cloak out a bit with her arm, which is gives a little bit extra character to that pose. That's very nice. Other than that, it is pretty much the same. Her name is Dee Deli, as in deadly. So we are definitely going with male-female versions of each idea. Here is one in more of a striking pose. This one seems to be about to stab someone in the back with their dagger. Very nice pose, I like that a lot, very dynamic. One of the arms is inside the cloak, which is cool. Very nice. Their name is Loweb Ackpane. Loweb Ackpane. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. And it does not get better. Here we have the lady version of that same idea. The assassin about to strike with the dagger. She's using the other hand to strike with, while her left arm is actually holding the handle for her sword, which is still in its sheath. And her name is Mig Raine. Told you it didn't get better. But it's a very cool miniature. Next up we have this assassin. She is standing more straight up, holding a dagger in one hand, and she looks very confident and powerful, yet relaxed. Her name is Tufina. You can see she has actually throwing daggers going down the chest there, which is cool, and her other hand is holding the handle of her sword. I like that one a lot. And finally we have the stretch goal miniature, and his name is of course Urik Lamed. So this is basically the male version of the last one we saw, Tufina. This is the male version of her, but this one is more like commanding, pointing, and probably telling other assassins where to go. He's got the sword resting downwards toward the ground, and really not much more to say about that. Again, they all have the same cloak, the same clothes, the same daggers, the same sword. This one is slightly different in the pose, but that's about it. Again, Midlam makes very nice miniatures, hand sculpted and cast in white metal. There's pretty good detail on these. I really like this set because they can work for any player character assassin. They could be humans, they could be elves, they could be half elves, they could be half orcs. Anything that has the basic body shape of a human and no extremely distinct features, these could work as that. And also as NPCs, they work quite well. If you have a Thieves Guild, these are great to fit in there. An Assassin's Guild, that is basically the name of this Kickstarter. And if you just need miniatures for assassin encounters, these are perfect. Not only do you get a good assortment of both women and men assassins, but these all work together. So you can use these in a group and have them fight either against or with your player characters. Overall, I'm very happy with this. Assassin characters is something that will always be needed, and I do have some, but you know, at that point in the story where the heroes become too much of a threat to the evil villain, too much of a pain in their neck, and they have sent one assassin, and they have sent two assassins. At some point they will probably send a full group of really good assassins that work really well together. And here you have a full group that looks like a unit that could be the villain trying to finally get rid of the adventurers. So I think this was a very, very nice set to get. Tell me what you thought of it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video.